Hey everyone, this is Misty Mechke, and we're going to answer a very frequent question today, and it's, do I really need earnest money? And the legal answer is no. Technically, per contract, we do not actually need earnest money. However, if you are a seller and you're selling your house, you're probably going to require it just because you don't want the buyer skipping out of town later on, changing their mind. So earnest money is a sign of good faith. Think of it as like you're renting an apartment, you're putting a deposit down, and after you move out, you've done everything you're supposed to do, you're gonna get your deposit back. It's very similar when buying a house. What we're doing is we're putting a amount of money up front, and it says we're gonna get that money back when we close. And then we also have some stipulations like inspections and appraisals that you can get those back as well. Earnest money is roughly around 1% of the purchase price, give or take. If you are buying a home under $100,000, maybe it's about $500. If you're buying a $200,000 house, maybe about $1,500. If you're buying a $500,000 house, probably around $5,000. And if you're building a custom home, it might be closer to maybe 10% of the purchase price. Now, Iowa's pretty unique. If you compare this to other numbers like Chicago or New York, you might be putting 20% down. So that's how much you need for earnest money. And then I mentioned there's some stipulations. So these are things that are built into your purchase agreement when we negotiate it. So make sure you pay attention to this. So the first thing that we usually get our earnest money back is if you lose your financing. You've got a great job, but something happens and you lose your job. If you lose your job, you're probably not going to get your financing, you're probably not going to get approved for the loan, and you would be able to get your earnest money back. The second thing, our second contingency, is home inspections. The home looks great, but when we get there, we find, oh man, the furnace is shot and the roof is leaking. And these are all big ticket items. We request the seller to repair those. They don't. We're like, we don't want to buy a house with a bad furnace and leaking roof. We're going to terminate the agreement. In that case, since we and the seller cannot agree on what we're going to do, we'll probably terminate the agreement and get your earnest money back. The other reason that you can get your earnest money back is lack of appraisal. You've purchased a house for $200,000, but we knew going in we were probably putting in a pretty high offer, maybe a little bit above fair market value, and yep, that appraisal came in shy, came in at $195,000. We have the option to negotiate that appraisal, and if we can't reach agreement with the seller, you can terminate the agreement and get your earnest money back. Now, 99.9% of the time, we're able to get these purchase agreements to go through. We're closing on time. Everybody's happy. At that point in time, that earnest money is kept in a trust account, comes back to you as a credit on your closing disclosure, and it's basically just going to reduce how much money you have to bring. It reduces your down payment and your closing costs. So that's everything you need to know about earnest money. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to reach out to me at any time. This is Misty Mechke, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.